Create Studios podcast with my guy Josh JORIN in the building, coming all the way from Sacramento. Man, how you doing, my guy?
Doing great, brother. I appreciate you having me out, man.
I really super appreciate you coming out, sir. Know you're a busy guy. Obviously, doing a lot of things with the multimedia and stuff like that. I know you do multimedia as well. Hold on, check 1 2. Okay, sorry about that, Josh.
No, hell no. Speaking of multimedia, yeah, dude. I know
you know
how it
we're
goes.
figuring as we go. You're obviously doing the multimedia and stuff. You're an artist. You're releasing music. I see you out there. I normally don't have people in my same lane in the building, but I like the way you're doing it. I like the way that you're in Sacramento too, man. But
That's right.
But you're just like me, you know, and it's just like a lot of the stuff we were talking about off air that how you started with the events, and I don't mind putting my credit onto that because they need to know about events, and I think like this regional things could be more connected. First and foremost, how you doing though, man?
I'm doing great, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a late night, man. I'm in the Bay Area. You know, I drove here with the windows down.
9 o'clock, late night.
Dude, it was tight, man. It's great, bro. I'm doing good.
I'm on my third toast today. I got toasted earlier, but I feel the vibe. So how long have you been doing media?
Shit, man. Pardon me. Been doing media. I mean, really started up in like high school. Picked up a camera. Was doing like early music videos for shout out artist named Johnny Do It out in Sacramento. Yeah, that was my first music
I've
video
shot for
ever.
Johnny Do It.
Yeah, first music video I ever shot, bro. 16 years old, on like a Nikon D3100, Firewire over to the old iMac, you know, and
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
dude,
Okay, so
Final Cut
Johnny
7.
Do It's a cool ass dude, man, with a
dude.
lot of vision on his video. Because when I shot, he had the vision already laced out. That's hilarious.
Small world, dude.
Yeah, small world. Johnny Do It's a really cool guy.
Yeah, bro. Every once in a while, I shoot him a DM, and I'm just like, "Hey, bro, good looking out, bro. Thanks for letting me like shoot your video," because there was no reason for him to really, you know what I'm saying, get with that movement. It was tight, dude. We were kids. We were in fucking media production class.
There was no reason for him to
Really, I mean, at that time when I'm like, hey man, I want to fucking create some music videos, for him to be like, oh yeah, bro, like you've never shot music videos, like I trust you to fucking create some product and I'll put my name on it and put it online, you know.
Right.
And, didn't realize how big of a step that was, but now it's, you know, being more in my artistry, I understand like, oh yeah, it's a big step to work with somebody and say, hey, go ahead with your vision, whatever you think it may be, especially like a younger artist that's, you know, not as developed.
Yeah, that's a weird pocket for a videographer because, like, when I first started, it's, you know, I'm not that dope yet, so I have this confinement of how I should shoot what I know is a dope shot, and that's what's going to give you a dope shot. And then the artist gives you their vision, and it can throw you off at first because it's like, oh, but I shoot like this. But then you realize that's an amateur-ass videographer. If I stay in this mindset, I got to know what he wants and bring his vision to life. And it's like a weird balance of that.
Absolutely, bro. Hit it on the head for sure. So shout out Johnny Do It, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Johnny Do It's a fucking great. When I first booked, bro, it was weird because I came out the SAG, and then it's his whole crew in mask with bats. And we were shooting like what was that movie? Where The Purge?
Yep.
He wanted to do a Purge theme. But I didn't know this guy. So it's just a bunch of people in SAG, and we're shooting in the cuts. I'm like, this is so sketch.
Yeah,
So I could rob me at any time, and Johnny Do It was like a gentleman, man. He was so cool, bro. How is the SAC scene for you? Like, how long have you been out there? You said you've been doing it a couple years, right?
Yeah, so 2019 is when Freestyle Fridays, our event that kind of started everything, is when we got that underway. Downtown Exhale Smoke Shop.
What's that about?
You know, it was really just about an outreach to the community that didn't really have like a threshold of talent that anybody could really slide up to. A big part of it was it not costing you know, you anything to get there.
Cool.
So it started up as just like a free event, as like grassroots as we could try to get. It was trying to emulate, you know, I remember being on the mic early and saying, hey man, this is supposed to feel like you're on your patio drinking a 40, smoking with the homie, like just rapping to beats, you know, and trying to get the reps in. You know what I'm saying?
I love the grassroots feel. That's how you start out. It sucks though because it's an event, like you're doing it for the grassroots, you're doing it for things, but people kind of will misuse it once it gets a little hot.
Yeah,
right?
dude. I got to tell you, bro. Funny enough, it's so funny that this podcast. I know we were going to link last week, and we ended up doing this week for both of our schedule's sake. And
that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, by the way, because I had to reschedule.
Yeah,
so.
no, it really worked great. So it fucking worked out.
You were in LA, right? You had to go to LA.
I ended up going out of town, so it was gonna happen, but it was gonna be a stretch. So it worked out. But funny enough, tomorrow is gonna be our first paid Freestyle Fridays. So speaking exactly to what
you're getting paid,
about,
or they're getting paid, or
we're gonna. It's gonna be. That's actually a great question. I wish the artists were getting paid. Coming soon, though, we do have some things up our sleeve for that. Right now, no, this will be the first time that we're gonna do ticketed admission for the event.
That's fucking awesome. So it's gotten to a point where it's grown and people want to support it more to come.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, bro. Go out there to Sacramento. Go out to Freestyle Fridays and support the grassroots, because this is going to be a clip. Go out there and support it. What is it about? What do artists need to do to get on that show? Can they get on that show?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's super non-traditional open mic. There's no sign up. There's no cost, so you slide up. You're going to pull up. There's no list to get on. There's no fucking raising your hands. It's a group of people kicking it in a room. There's a couple wireless microphones. You look like you want to rap, you know what I mean? And we've seen people where they may not just be outgoing enough or confident or comfortable enough to really step up and grab the mic, but eventually after 15-20 minutes of listening to other people rap, and
so it is a builder. It is grassroots thing, because you do want people that are more new to kind of get warm to it, right?
Absolutely.
And is this because this was you? This was like, hey, no one helped me out. I'm Jorin over here. Like, I'm dope. Oh, you're not helping me out. Okay. Was it part of that? Because I felt because that's why I threw events, because no one gave me event, so I threw my own, but I knew enough people. I was a good networker.
Yeah, you hit on the head, bro. I mean, it was when other people ask, it always starts with that answer. Is like, it was meant to be something that I felt like wasn't provided to myself and to my partners and the people we started it with. It's just it was supposed to be super accessible in what we felt was like more of an exclusive market, because there's definitely events that have been going on in Sacramento, and promoters and companies and a lot of tight shit, bro. It didn't feel like anybody could walk in and just grab the mic and hop on.
I love what you're saying, Josh. And explain further. When you mean like the exclusive crowd, is that meaning your crowd or the crowd that you were fighting against from?
Yeah, I think that I don't want to say fighting against, but definitely somebody that I didn't feel like I could resonate with, or companies that I didn't feel like had a real open door policy. And now as I'm getting older, I think what that really is more is just like an age gap, and kind of exactly what we're talking about when we talk about the growth of Freestyle Friday from the super open door event anybody can come to. Now this week is our first paid event that you have to be willing to kind of invest to be a part of it. So there's this
good feeling.
There's this level of growth to where maybe in the past when I felt like these companies weren't being super open door, maybe I wasn't aware enough of work that had already been put in. And I'm very big on giving people the benefit of the doubt. So this is me being here and saying maybe that was what was going on. But regardless of the situation, just felt like I wasn't invited openly, like, hey, if this is something you want to come explore this.
Right.
And so that's what Freestyle Fridays is. It's, hey, if music is something you want to do, don't matter if you feel like you fucking suck, come in the room and let somebody else tell you that. Don't deem yourself that. You know?
Yeah. I gotta ask, because in this generation, are people making music that's all, I don't even know if this is right, equitable? Because like there's so much sensitivity. I feel from my generation talking to your generation, do you deal with weird politics and people expressing so much freedom and having a platform that allows you to be so open? Definitely. Or is everyone just coming dope? Or
no, I think there's always room for the event to kind of cultivate the vibe, and the vibes can change from depending on the day of the event, the people that are in the room. And so
poetry,
for sure,
right? There's
been weird things, just to give you a couple, like, horror stories. I'm sure you have some, but there's been times where somebody who's maybe not from the area, been around enough, comes in. We've had a white dude, drop the N-word, and the whole room is like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Just flip the whole vibe.
I had that recently. I had that. Why do they do that?
I don't know, man. I don't know where that's okay at, but it's not okay in Sacramento. Don't come do that.
It's not okay anywhere. Like, it makes, like, for the event promoter, it makes us feel really awkward.
Yeah. It's a lot of conversations that ensue. So,
bro, I love, like, and I ain't gonna lie, because I promoted events, I love the sucky acts, because like I look at the crowd and they all make this face like they're smelling a fart, and they leave the stage in an exodus, and it's the funniest shit to me, because like, like stinky cheese is stinky.
Yeah, dude.
And that's how, like, a bad artist, because I'm an event promoter, I've thrown so many events. I get it, you're talented. great. You're wooing the crowd. Good for you. But man, when someone sucks, comes on and it's quiet to the point people look at each other and give faces to their friends. Like, all right. I love that moment. I think that's like a great effing moment for an event promoter.
Fuck yeah, dude. And
it's a movie at that point.
It should
like it's a comedic part of a movie.
It's comedic, dude, and it should be a value to the fucking artist, dude. If that's how bad it went, you need to go home and fucking revisit something. You know
Absolutely, yeah, you do.
I don't know if you need to rehearse more.
Rehearse is what I was going to say. You need to practice and test this around normal people,
right?
Not like the people are just going to say, yeah. So I'm loving to ask this question because your platform has grown and it has gotten bigger. And for me, from like throwing open mics, because at one point my friend was like, "You should just buy a headliner," and I'm like, "Bro, I just throw fucking open mics every week. Like that's a risk." Yeah. And he's like, "Well, you should do it." And I was like, "All right," because I was kind of stupid. I don't know if I had that cat disease, toxoplasma, where I just do impulsive shit, but I kind of am an impulsive person. So I did it knowing I could lose, and it turned out to be the best thing ever. And then my platform grew. And then I was one of the first ones they said to create that pay-by-play system, right? I was one of the first ones doing it for sure. But like seeing a platform grow, and I just want to ask this because you're an event promoter too. Like, isn't it annoying how artists don't treat it respectfully because you gave it that grassroots vibe of being loving and giving and support and come and support? Because my whole thing was like, if you could perform at my show, you need to support at least 3 other acts. Don't perform and leave. I hate that shit.
Absolutely.
Like, do not come, perform, and then just leave like you're someone.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone in a way will just kind of be like, that guy's a douchebag. I don't know, but like,
no, you're
do people like disrespect your platform a little bit? Like, come on, like they try to get on or punk you. Like, bro, let me get on right now. It's hot. Like,
absolutely.
Like I'm hotter than that guy. Like, and you gotta be like,
that turned me off of you more than, you know what I'm saying, you being a shitty artist. You know what I mean? That's real shit. And how much that matters to you, I guess, is up to you as the artist and the individual. But yeah, without a doubt, there's people that have come in, and it feels like an entitlement thing. So when I talk to the team about it, we reference it's kind of like having some rich snotty kids. Like, you know, we did good. The parents did all right. We've set up this, you know, opportunity that you may or may not know how much it took to get it to where it's at now, and you just don't value it the same, you know. And so how we mitigate that and how we figure that out is still going on now, but for sure we're getting more vocal and trying to really stand on that. And in the past I used to say, well, the community will kind of check itself, the culture will check itself, as it has many times in the past.
I mean, yeah, for sure, you know? It does.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with us being a little more cool and being like, hey, dude, you're being a dick. You know what I'm saying? How about you're not going to rap tonight at all? You know what I'm saying?
Go, Josh. Go, team. Yes. The promoter, like, tell that guy off. I mean, my first 3 years, I didn't do it because I was just trying to be the nice guy and be likable. But that ain't going to get you anywhere. Like, standing on some. Like, because, like, I hate to say it, but one of my worst memories from an event, because, like, when I pay for a headliner, I'm gonna be honest, we had to charge the artists like $700 each, you know, to pay for the headliner and me make something. We'd have like up to 6 to 8 artists a night. And like one of the worst memories would be like a guy sneaking on stage and telling the DJ that I told him to go on. And I'm just like, I just hate that. I love being in music and seeing people create, but I just hate that part where people are just sneaky douchebags, and you know, it's a part of that. I mean, I'm just feeling like talking to you about it because I feel like you've seen it now. You seem like a good guy.
Absolutely.
Who's had a platform, is taking off now, and it's like, oh, it's like people are douchebags.
They absolutely are, bro. Yeah, a lot of opportunists, you know what I'm saying? And,
opportunists.
And I think that the more I've come to understand that, not that we should stoop, right? But the more I understand, okay, I'm really going to make sure that I'm recouping my value. I'm going to make sure that before I just go fucking willy-nilly throw my value and insert my value into somebody else's brand and what they're doing, I say, okay, well, let me at least make sure that there's some ROI on this, you know, even if it's a fucking good connection and somebody I could, you know, meet. But if there's really nothing and it's just like a fucking win-lose, now I look at that more to where, you know, 3 years ago, you know, I don't think I would have. So really funny you say that it took you 3 years, because I think I'm like right on that cusp of, you know, I find myself asking myself a lot now. It's like, damn, bro, am I being a dick? Like,
you have to be, though.
You know? But now
you
I'm
have
like,
to
nah,
be.
dude, I'm not, you know.
I mean, you could stay nice, and I've done for me and got played and just didn't care, because I like to enjoy my high without feeling like I got fucked. You know, I'm just quick to forget. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to be successful, you have to have a really big back.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get a lot of knives stuck in there, and you have to have a big back. where I wanted to ask, like, how is, because the Sacramento scene, I ain't gonna lie, seemed non-existent when I was a promoter coming up.
Sure.
But now it's growing, and I see content creators out there like Bub Sop. I don't know if you know Bub Sop. I love Bub Sop. He's a cool guy, man, and I like his content.
Absolutely.
Where do you see it at now? Because it's a little funny because Mozzie's not there.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's like never there. He's just never there.
Yeah.
Repping Sacramento or helping other
Absolutely.
artists out, unless like there was direct family or something. Like, what side of the hip hop are you seeing growing?
Yeah.
Or is it all gangster rap, or what is it like?
Number one, I think that's a great question. I think it's like it's kind of the hot topic that people should be asking about Sacramento. It's like, what the fuck is going on over there, right? Because you had this movement, you know, this 2015 to fucking whatever 2020 movement of, you know, a lot of gang centric music and shit, bro. I'm running around still slapping some of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it definitely it embodied the culture, and a lot of people fucking got behind it. And I think that with kind of how it all worked out and where we're at now with it, I think it opened up a lot of lanes for people to explore that, which I think is tight. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of the clients that are going to a lot of the audio studios, not just ours in the studio, are doing that because of that movement that happened in 2015 and on. But I think that it also really opened up what we call the artists in the middle's eyes, the guys that maybe aren't gangbanging, the guys that don't even come from that struggle, even if you're not really in the street shit. You know what I'm saying? Just being a suburban artist and seeing people in your city go up, being a country artist, and not like a country singer. Like, I'm talking like Wilton, I'm talking like Rio Linda, like fucking, you know, North Highlands, like these places that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Prairie fields and fucking cows, you know what I'm saying? And now you've got artists that are like, oh, like we can fucking rap, you know, we can make music, we could sing, we could do this. So I think it's opened up at least the hope for people, you know what I mean? The lane that, oh, okay, this is something that could happen. So I think with the turn of music being made, there's just a lot more fucking, just in numbers, way more saturation, you know what I mean? Way more artists that are there. I don't know if they were there when you were, you know, in the scene or there, but maybe they were in their fucking rooms and not stepping outside, because that's what I feel about events, is that if the shit was going on, maybe we just weren't doing it together. So now it feels like there's more noise being made, more people outside together, more artists just in general. But we're looking for the people in the middle to stand up. So I'm excited to push the R&B singers, the fucking, I don't know, have you tuned in like with the Nate Currys, a lot of the artists that Hoff pushes, just guys that are, and women too, that are in Sacramento that have very different sounds, like sounds that right now I hear and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm necessarily a fan of that, but I think it's tight that we can be exploring those genres and like doing that shit.
Yeah.
You know
I think Soy Unique, this girl I just podcast, is from out there. Are you familiar with the last guest that I had?
Absolutely.
Okay. She does dope reggaeton music.
Like,
I think she's from out there.
No, she is. That's literally,
she is out there. Okay,
yeah,
great.
That's actually, that's
love her fucking. I am a big pusher of Latin music in general. I think Latin is going to have a big explosion in terms of Bay Area hip hop.
Yeah, dude. I was listening to your guys' show on the way up here. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of fucking see what was going on and kind of how the setup it was. And number one, I know Jackie, and she's fucking tight.
You know her personally?
Yep.
That's great. She's such a cool person, bro.
And her, when you meet her in person and you see her in person, her energy is exactly what you see.
Very innocent, very good. Just a good-hearted person is what I feel when I'm around. Like, this girl's a good person.
Real good person, real high energy, smiling, loud.
Yeah, just great energy.
It's fucking tight. Shout out to you, Jackie.
She'd be like, if the vibe was weird, she'd be out. You know? Yeah, she's like a high sense of vibe.
But that's a perfect example is, you know, things like that. I don't think what you guys touched on your podcast, I don't think really existed. And if it was going on a few years ago, it wasn't like socially accepted. It wasn't people around it weren't being like, oh yeah, this is regular. There's almost a Bay Area, LA feeling now where, at least for me personally, where it's okay for somebody to come in and perform some off the wall shit with some crazy synthesizer sounds and some crazy leads and crazy distorted 808s, and the crowd's like, okay, that was cool. To where, you know, a few years ago, I think it wouldn't even have been. It was like, well, what's up if there's not that fucking...
Depends on your crowd.
For sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
And I don't know what your crowd is. I'm interested to see it. So when you're inviting me to your show, I definitely want to go because I'm out there sometimes. So I want to see it. I feel like it's a good crowd. Like, because as promoters, you have your own crowd. It's weird because of your personality. Like, I'm a dork. I attract the dorker side of gangsters. Yeah. I'm just being honest, you know.
And isn't that great though, dude? Just lighten the mood.
I'm just being honest.
Dude.
Like, I vibe with them. I get along. We're from different worlds, but you know, you find similarities, right? We all look for similarities in the strangest of people to bond with. So I just feel like that with your events. I'm trying to get like a feel of what it is. I'm getting a great. You know who Shannon Blake is, by the way?
No, sounds
I'll show you
familiar.
that after the podcast.
Okay,
but, what are you guys doing in terms of content? What do you guys explain your situation with your 3 partners in the multimedia studio and how it relates to content? What it's doing for the Sacramento scene?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So primarily, we're really looking to clear obstacles, create opportunity. We realize that a lot of that gets done in 2023 and moving to 2024 with video content that's high quality and professional. It legitimizes people's brands and it makes the consumer take you seriously. So that's really the whole wrap behind what we're doing, whether you're trying to do a podcast, whether you're trying to do a fake interview and come sit in front of a camera and act like someone's interviewing you so you can create some micro content for yourself.
Good tactic, yeah.
You know, if we're zooming people in and taking that video and turning it into a podcast, I mean, all these different ways of how do you legitimize the brand. And I think that's where that conversation has to start with, well, who are you and what is the brand, you know? And if that conversation has to start there, that's where we start. Some artists come in at level 0, some are at level 2, some are at level 8. Some come in and we're like, oh yeah, bro, there's really nothing we could do for you. I mean, we got studio time or cameras, but you kind of have a full understanding of at least where we're at. And there's still a fat learning curve right now going on. And
I think you're handling it great from what I'm seeing you post and follow his Instagram account. I think you're doing amazing, bro. I think you have a niche. I want to give you an idea because I was going to do it out here, but you're out there. I think you should do it. I want to do a thing out here where, because you have the means that I have, where we pair up. So look, you get the content, but the important content is the making of the content. And so you pair up 2 artists that are different, and then you shoot the video for it, and you make them collab in the same studio. And then when they release it, it gets collabed on both accounts as collaborators.
Crazy.
And it should be called a versus, like who did the verse part of the song better.
That's tight. So it kind of takes you through maybe a little bit of their writing.
Drop it in the comments who you felt did the better part of the verse.
That's tight.
You know what I mean?
Super tight.
And it just links a lot of accounts together, and just giving you a gem.
Yeah,
I give a lot of gems, man. But it'll showcase your video skills to the 2 people who you feel like are dope. Like, so you could pair up like Soy with another Latin artist, and you don't even know what the fuck they're saying, but they're going at it, and it's like boom. Then you're asking other platforms to push it as a thing. So just an idea.
Free game.
I don't mind, man. You know,
I love it, bro.
Explain your partners.
Yeah, sure. So 6 of us total, started with 3 of us.
6 of y'all total. What happened to the other? They got greedy.
Yeah, well.
And they felt entitled, ego, or bad energy.
I'll tell you, it's actually a whole story. I'll give you the 30-second rundown.
Give me the rundown, because I hate to I'm not negative. It's just, I've been in the trenches, my guy. So these are the stories, like, let's talk about, you know what I mean? But
yeah, you hit it on the head,
I bet they were full of entitlement. And I bet they had an ego.
There was 5 of us, dude, and or 6 of us.
6 of y'all, okay.
Yep, 5 dudes left. When they left, and it was over the course of like our first 6 months. I told you just off camera when we first talking. First we started in a warehouse, right? So we were a warehouse up in northern Sacramento. In the first 6 months, those guys ended up leaving. The worst one that we could talk about is just.
We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, it was financial. It was just something that was already looking for money early on, and I'm gonna be honest,
the first guy was looking for money early on, didn't see it, and then bailed on you.
Bailed
after giving you his word that he would come through and be in it long term. And then he's like, "Oh, it's wintertime, got cold. Sorry, I didn't think it would be cold." And
put us in a hell of a situation. I had to figure out how the fuck I was gonna run an audio studio because I didn't know a fucking thing about audio. I didn't know what was going on. I had the video side down, but the other side of it didn't know.
Oh, so he managed the audio side.
He was doing audio.
Oh wow.
Yep. So he ended up bouncing out. The other guys shortly followed after. Nobody that was as dramatic as that. The other ones are just kind of fizzled out, didn't have the drive, didn't have.
I'm sure that first guy killed the energy a little bit, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Set the tone.
Yeah. And if your business had been more established, it wouldn't have been such an issue. But since you were starting out, people get really small ballsy when their money's on the line.
Yep.
Because they want to keep this fake ass lifestyle of fucking barely paying their fucking rent. I'm just being fucking honest. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. Like, you can starve. You can fucking starve for a month. So what if your lifestyle ain't going out to the bar every month? Like, so fucking what?
Come on.
Like,
come on. No,
do you know what I mean? But that's what they're going to fucking do. They're going to go to Vegas 4 times a year, and that money alone would have paid for your investment. They're going to go to the bar once a week. Yep. They're going to go to fucking some stupid movie on some stupid... I'm just being honest.
You talking that shit,
when I look at your life and you're not with me as an investor no more, I'm like, you're not doing shit. Like...
Yeah, dude. That's how
you know what I Like,
so I went all the way down to 1. It was just me.
Oh, wow.
But it was intermittent because I already had shot
so
my brother.
5 people down to 1. 6 people down to 1.
And then I had my brother X James was the first one to come on. Well, he was a blessing because
Shout out X James, man.
He's I've known him since I was 15.
People like you don't die of cancer. Y'all get bigger clouds in heaven, man.
You hear that, X? Man, you're talking that shit, bro. Bro was already around the studio, and you can't make this shit up. Probably about 3 or 4 months before that, he sat down. We were in his backyard smoking some weed in Elk Grove, California, and this fool told me, he was like, "Hey, bro, if you ever need help on the audio side of things, let me know." And I'm like, "All right, for sure." Didn't think I ever would, you know. It was like,
right,
you know, and down the line, bro, that's just what it came to. And he was in the office and he was doing video shit with me at the time and was working on camera shit. And I was like, "Hey, man, I think I need some fucking help on the audio side of it."
And did he know stuff already? Was he an engineer already?
He's lifelong engineer, self-taught, never went to school for the shit. But you know, that's like the fucking City Sound soundbite Swiss Army knife, bro. Can go in any room, don't matter.
Those guys are awesome. Yeah. Those guys they're always never egoed about what they know, because they know they could always know more, and they're very humble. Am I not?
Yeah,
did I hit it on the nail right there? Yeah, no, how do I know that? Because I met a lot of people, and those people are like saviors, man. Like, they come into your life, and it's such a beautiful thing to be a human being. We're so fixated on that guy's Instagram account. No, those are like the beautiful parts of life. Is like your guy X James coming through for you, and you should never forget that.
Never, dude. In the clutch, bro. You
should never worry about your numbers or your followers. You should focus on shit like that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Mike JORIN, very similar. He's actually the same last name as me. That's my blood cousin.
Okay.
It's my blood cousin. Grew up with them.
I've been weird. It's so weird if he wasn't related to you.
Yeah, wild.
Because JORIN's a weird last
name. But he was out in L.A. Rolling around with these guys called the Spider Gang.
What are they?
They're fucking, I don't even know what genre to call them, and I don't want to do them bad.
They're musicians, though?
Yeah, group of musicians. So he was out there with them, and he ended up coming down to Sacramento, and I told him we were opening the studio. Again, he came down preemptively. I didn't tell him, "Hey, come down here and be a fucking my studio partner." You know, I just told him, "Hey, I'm going to open this business up." And so he was in town when my partners ended up leaving, and he came in and started doing merchandising. He got on an embroidery machine, learned how to sew and make clothes and shit. Didn't know exactly where that puzzle was going to fit in, but very quickly we realized, like, "Oh, dude, it's just part of our multimedia studio. We do merchandising." You know,
that's dope. And, that's dope.
You know, now we do vinyl, heat press, screen print, all this shit. A few years later, you know, it's all fast forwarded.
That's dope.
Yeah, dude, but those are just us three. And the last sum up is I got to give a shout out to my Soundbite Brothers, which is an audio studio that was already operating for a few years, 2019 or 2018 rather. I think they opened up. So we met up with them through Freestyle Fridays, the platform.
Nice.
And they were renting a room currently, and I said, "Hey, man, we got this extra room up here. Think we could use the help audio wise, and you know, just get more clients in the space. We've got this big 3,000 square foot fucking warehouse with one studio in it. Let's do something."
If you build it, they will come.
Man, tell you the fuck what, you can say that again, dude.
I'm gonna show you the spaces around here, because I've actually gonna reach out to some videographers. They want to go in on me because I have extra space here. I want to make in a video sets that I'm not utilizing yet. So much space. I have space for a barbershop downstairs. I'm not freaking using. So
yeah, dude, we got one of those at CSSB too.
Yeah, do you? You got a little barbershop?
Yeah, one room, one chair.
It's nice because people look at it and think, "Oh, okay, that's dope." Like, it's a little barbershop. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, dude, real life, man.
Tell me about your music, and you got some projects coming out. I seen you. Is that your own video you shot for yourself, or how did that work out?
Yeah, dude. So it just dropped. Well, first let me just say this is all the business, the events, everything is rooted in music. I was fucking making music when I was like 8 or 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? At least trying to fucking rap and put bars together. 16, 17, really started recording. Got my first USB condenser mic and was going direct into a little fucking Chromebook or whatever the fuck it was in 2011.
Those get you by.
Huh? Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude. All you need is Audacity, dude. You know what I'm saying? You get Audacity on there and fuck it, you're to the moon.
Right.
So
I have no idea what that is, but
yeah, it's an old fucking basic ass DAW, dude. It doesn't got nothing.
It's for Macs though.
PC, like super old.
Is
PC.
it PC?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm surprised I don't know.
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, dude. Well, I'll show you after the
I'm from the cakewalk era.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
I don't know that. Yeah,
you have to share some gems. That's why I said I got to pick your brain, dude. We have to get some time, bro.
It's Sonar now.
Yeah,
that's what it turned into. Sonar. Have you heard of Sonar?
Nope. You like that?
Oh, shit there.
But yeah, dude. But so all the music just dropped a project. It's called Divulgence with my brother Connor Helm. He was the executive producer. Those videos.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah, shout out that. Oh yeah, shout out
Hunter Helm.
Yeah, Connor Helm.
Cool. That's like a wrestler. All right.
Yeah, dude, the rare sound collector. That's what we call him over there.
Rare sound collector.
Yeah, that fool finds the craziest fucking samples.
Sounds like a good producer.
Yeah, he's tight, dude. He's definitely tight. But that project, super personal to me. It's got 3 songs on there. All 3 of them explain different parts of my life. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of segmented up. The videos were produced by Hidden Temple Productions or Hidden Temple Media, directed by Josh Bonzo out in Sacramento. Very super tight.
Josh. I like Josh's, man. I've never met a bad Josh yet.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about that the other day. Me either,
There's
bro.
good Joshes in life.
Yeah, there was one Josh recently that I was questionable about, and then now a few months later, though, I'm like, nah, he's tight.
He turned out well.
Yeah,
he's just not all like, hey, you know,
yeah, exactly.
He's a little reserved. That's all. Threw you off.
Yeah, and that's good. See, I could take some notes, you know.
Something to learn every day.
But yeah, dude, dropped that project. Actually, really interesting thing about the Divulgence project is it's the first time that I dropped direct to consumer. So I went out on the Even platform. Even
going Lil Russell's route, man. Yeah. Trying to take Lil Russell's bread, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, bro. Just taking the blueprint that he laid for us. You know what I'm
saying? Isn't Lil Russell dope? Giving you game out there for the youngsters to approach music the right way, independent.
Man, I've had OGs tell me fucking since I was 16 years old that, well, when I was young, we fucking put 30,000 CDs in the trunk, drive across the fucking country, and we'd make our fucking money. You know, you didn't have to be famous. And I think I think the streaming era changed everybody's perception a little bit and thought, well, you have to be famous to make this work for you. And I think that Lil Russell is kind of regrounding people in like, hey, dude, if you have a couple hundred dope fans and they all spend $10 and you drop music every month, you're doing okay.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great. Well, I came from an era, like I said, I do events, and I came from an era where I had to get artists from out of state. And I was like, there were no regional artists yet. I think the only ones were like, you know, Selly Cell and shit like that. Sure. So, I mean, but now it's very regional. Now you don't have to go out of state and buy plane tickets and hotels, and you can just pay the artist locally to come out, which is crazy. Like, I mean, you guys have a regional. You're lucky, Josh, because you're in a regional era now. There's gonna be hot artists coming from Sacramento that aren't named Mozzie. Yeah. They're gonna blow up within the next 5 years. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a more diverse region. Are artists in Sacramento willing to spend more of their career now? Because back in my day, I felt like I'd say no. Being a media guy and event promoter.
What do you mean by spend?
Like they do in the Bay, because they spend out here toward their career. You know, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, do you
notice that difference when we were with Bay Area artists? Like, okay, yeah, that guy's down to spend.
Yeah, you know what's funny is without putting too much thought into it, for sure. As you asked that off frame, I'm thinking, as I was first thinking, like, okay, the first couple times I came out to the Bay to shoot, yeah, you're right. You know, each time I came out, they booked a studio,
models,
hell, cars, all that shit. And not to say that it doesn't exist in Sac, but yeah, I think it is more limited, and I think that that's also a product of people being in their fucking rooms 10 years ago and not being outside and being together and people talking about it and knowing what the fuck we should be doing. I think a lot of people have created these narratives of kind of what it takes to move forward in their careers, you know, and a lot of it is, I'm gonna create the dopest, tightest fucking music sonically that anybody's ever fucking heard. And I just don't think that that's what's going on. I think kind of what you're speaking to is an understanding a little bit of the industry, where it's like, you know, somebody in LA, somebody in the Bay Area may understand, like, you know what, I need to invest a little bit so that it's more than just the sonic, so that it's the aesthetic is there, the product visually is there, the marketing is there, the whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying, is there, where I just don't think the understanding is fully in Sacramento. And not that I've got the understanding and the city doesn't. I think we're all learning together, like, okay, there's something to be said about putting some fucking dollars behind this shit. You know, I was just telling my boy the other day with Instagram. My boy helps me do Instagram shit, and you know, we ran like a $25 ad. First time I've done an ad on my page in like fucking 2 years probably, and it hit, dude. It converted for a lot of fucking clicks, and he was just sitting there, and he's like, bro, the product is good. If you put money behind a good product, it's gonna at least have some return on it, you know. But I'm so driven in this, I gotta do it by myself, I don't need these fucking ads, I don't have to put, you know, this extra reach, right?
That, yeah.
And that's exactly the understanding I'm speaking to, is, you know, I think that goes across the community as far as like, what do you really need to do to legitimize yourself and have people take you serious as an artist? We got to take yourself serious.
Just some free game. When I pay for the promotion, if you pick the Middle East, those countries heavily support it for a low dollar amount. I don't know what that's about, but on Facebook and Instagram, if you do Dubai, and they love hip hop, and you don't have to spend that much money and get a lot of views back.
I love that you said Facebook, because people are sleeping on Facebook.
No, there's a lot of those Facebook stories are going crazy now. Or the real Facebook reels. But I want to talk, and thank you for answering that. And I guess also in another way, if you got to talk to an artist who has a regular salary, 2-week pay, I work at Food Max, how should he budget his next video with you into making that bigger? And not as you just saying, well, you need to spend this so I can make more. No, like, what should the Sacramento artists be doing that you see the Bay Area artists doing in their videos? Like, guys should buy models, and here are the models.
Yeah, I think the very first question, I know we spoke on it a little bit earlier, but my very first question is going to be, what is your brand and what does your brand stand for, right? Because if your brand is you're already this successful musician and you already have money and hoes and cars and chains and all that, well, then we need to work that into a budget and figure out what that's going to get to either rent it if you don't have it so we can get it there, or figure out what's going to take to cross the bridge. If that's not your brand and your brand is your journey and you want to sell what's happening right now, well, then why don't you not get a haircut, and why don't you not fucking get an expensive Bel Air bottle of champagne, and why don't you buy a 40, and why don't we put that in the video, and why don't we figure out how to shoot this, in that light. And now we're having conversations in the building to where if someone comes in and I say, hey, my starting price is $1,200, and they say, well, fuck, I can't do that. Well, now I'm saying, okay, well, for $150 for an hour, I'm going to show you how to fucking run this camera. And then you can come in and shoot your own micro-content, because micro-content is now spinning, and it doesn't have to be as crazy on the editing side. It still should be cinematic, and there should still be intention and things that are done in pre to make sure that the quality is there. But I think it's way, way teachable compared to a year ago if I was trying to show somebody Fusion and VFX and fucking how to edit their own music video. But if I could show you how to produce high quality music video content and all you're making is $2,000 a month, you probably shouldn't even be spending $1,000 on a music video yet. You know what I'm saying? You probably should get some music made, figure out if this is even something you want to do, turn a camera on, see if you're willing to, invest in yourself in that way. So I think that's how I'd answer it for sure.
That's a smart answer, man. Like you said, the fake podcast. Shoot a fake podcast for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, that's eatable content. Because like what I do, these little stick figure animations for stories that happen around the studio. People like it when they say, "Oh, bring it back." I'm like, dude, that shit's really expensive to pay my animator guy, but I'm just learning how to do it myself, and I'm just like, there's a power in that, but like it's just micro content. Like people thought they came from a podcast. I'm like, nah, I just acted like it was from a podcast, and I just made the little drawing, but you just gave it. So that's why I want to show you who Shannon Blake is, right? Because this is like something you should maybe present to your artist.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because this is like, for one, she's a hot chick, but when she's like showing parts of her song, and this is maybe something you suggest to your artist, because this is what I want to do for mine. Like, just kind of peruse her little performance pieces, like this one. She's in a forest. Yeah. This is not part of her video. You know what I mean? It's just nice. She's pretty. Yeah. There's a scene in the background. You don't have to be pretty, but you should be wearing some fly dope ass shit and possibly perform like that.
I got put on by this dude named Sam out in LA. He is a I think he's a CEO of Township, which is a label out there.
Wow, okay.
And he was talking on the phone. It's funny, he wasn't talking to me, but I'm always listening and fucking taking game where I could get it. And
Sam from what is Township?
Township, they're a label out in LA. I want to say it's
but they're known.
Yeah, it's like Young Pinch, Guap Dad.
Okay. There's some heavy names on there
for sure. Party Alone, one of my dogs, John Wild, is on that label as well. But long story short, bro had said, this micro content, even though it's only 30 seconds, even though it's 15 seconds, it should look as like cinematically appealing as a music video scene. So as you kind of showed up her video right there, it's very full. It's like she's in a costume. The costume is color matching, obviously, to like this forest that's outside.
They went to the forest. They drove there.
They drove to the forest.
Uphill. They had to spend gas.
The cameraman said, we're going to shoot this way because the sun's coming through the trees here.
And the cameraman was down to walk. He was healthy enough to get out there.
Yes, on a stabilizer, obviously, right? So like all these little extra steps got taken so that short, even though it is just 15 seconds, it looks great. It's so consumable.
Because we're an American consumer.
That's it.
We're quick to catch bullshit. I'm sorry, but I know a lot of different Americans are so apt to know what's not right on film. It's fucking weird.
Crazy, dude. Remember when Avatar first dropped and everybody was like, why does it look different when they're running? And what's the director's name? Is it James Cameron?
Steven Spielberg?
Is it Spielberg that did Avatar?
I don't know. I think you're right. I think it's James Cameron.
But bro, all I know is that bro was like, everybody fucking relax. It was we exported it in 120. Everything's exported in 120 FPS, so motion's gonna look different. But everybody was like, what the fuck? Like, why does it look like
That's
this?
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
that's a really intelligent audience.
Yeah, super crazy, bro. Super crazy, like you were saying.
Those guys are crazy, man. James Cameron, Steven, those really good directors. Because you know which one they said directed the landing of the moon? I know we're going to conspiracy theory.
No, but yeah, I don't remember the name. But
looking back as a media guy now, it's like, okay, that kind of looks like it was done. Yeah. But just with all the best shit back then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you start looking for shadows and shit.
Yeah, because you're like,
wait a minute.
I don't know. I'm not want to go to the moon landing hella crazy, but the craziest thing about me is what I was just telling my ex yesterday, like, come on, bae, they fucking landed a rocket upright, something Elon just figured out, but we did it on a fucking gravitational pull we've never even been.
Oh no, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, how crazy does that sound? Like, we're gonna land this rocket upright and shit on some gravitational pull we're not used to, like,
and then put our flag in it. What? That's some
that
American
is the stupidest, dumbest shit. It is just like, and if y'all know about the radiation belt and how film can't get past this because of, I'm gonna go deep into the
more homework for me to look into. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, there's like a whole radiation belt that you couldn't pass that 60s version of film through, and if you were to pass it through, it'd make it non-playable. Anyway, there's so much shit. The delay in time, the quality. Yeah. I mean, the quality they got on the moon was pretty fucking good.
It's got to be 480, dude.
That's what I'm saying. At least 480 back then.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Back then? Nah, that's wild, yo.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
That's wild. Do you get any weird things with your business partners? And if so, what are they? They don't have to be negative or anything.
Yeah.
What do people should expect if they're going to get into business with their friends, bro? Because... yeah, like we've both been through, that's not easy. They're going to leave you high and dry. They're going to take the credit where they don't deserve it. Some are going to be hella thirsty when chicks come around. You're going to look at that guy like, you're fucking annoying. Damn, you just fuck right
some
now.
Memories, dude.
Yeah, because people that are sleazy around women makes bad business partners. I'm just being honest. Like, if you're hella sleazy around women, like, you're going to fuck up every opportunity the good people are bringing.
Yeah, bro. Right? People should be trustable and comfortable when they're doing business. So if you
when they're doing business,
so if you're not that, then you're not creating a good environment to conduct business in. But yeah, dude, I mean, for sure, doing business with your friends and family is fucking crazy. Wouldn't recommend it, but wouldn't say don't do it if it's something that makes sense and there's overlap.
But why would you say that? Why would you say not do it?
Well, I think number one, first of all, is there's, especially with us, we're 6 fucking males. We're all alpha personalities, whether or not fucking my business partners would admit that. A couple of them are maybe a little bit more reserved, but they're all really smart individuals, and on certain days around certain topics they feel like they have the best take, and I think that's the biggest issue in any room where people are trying to work towards a common goal is, if there's difference of opinion, how do you get through that?
Jeff Bezos had a great quote for that. I just want to tell you real quick, his quote was, be stubborn in your goal but flexible on the direction.
That's fucking phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a great quote. Something that hopes applies to you.
Stubborn in the goal, flexible in the direction.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, it definitely does apply. Something that we found that worked out, and we were put on this by State of Mind Consulting. Shout out Tori.
Oh, you pay for consulting? You are white. Are you white?
The short answer.
That's a good move, dude.
Yeah, dude. The short answer is yes, I am half white.
You pay for who does that?
We paid what we could afford, but she did a lot of things.
It was worth it.
Yeah, she did a lot of things on strength too, and did probably a lot more than what she should have for what she was charging us. But she's fucking phenomenal.
But who approached you? Did she approach you? You approached her?
She already worked with one of my business partners. They would worked at a restaurant together, so she was like an HR at that building, and he was a server or bartender. So they had like an overlap, and she said, "Oh, we have a business. I've got this going on." And so again, what she recommended to us, and just a shout out again, shameless plug, State of Mind Consultant on Instagram.
Let's shout her out. That's because this might be a clip. That's important. I want you to explain how that benefited you.
One of the first things that she had to do was she was like, well, we got to like establish some roles here and figure out what it is that you guys are doing in the space, right? So figure out kind of where the strengths are, where the weaknesses are, and we should balance each other. So something we did really easy that really worked out was we separated into 3 basic teams. We're a marketing team, an operations team, and a finance team. Started allowing us to kind of hold each other accountable in certain lights. So now I don't have to think about the bank account every day, and my partner doesn't have to think about the fucking Instagram every day.
That's great.
And we figured out that, I don't really like thinking about the bank account, and he figured out I don't like thinking about the fucking Instagram. So
that's great too.
And that mitigated a lot of conversations where, you know, I was asking for all 5 people to vote in on Instagram posts and directions and aesthetics and brand conversation and all these different things. And now I kind of have the power to say, okay, they trust me with the marketing. They trust me with being on that end. So now I can kind of make decisions without that work drag of having to go through all these different steps. So establishing those roles was something that it alleviated a lot of the issues and the conversations that was happening in those rooms. And something that my current girlfriend's, I don't know why I said current, she's going to hate that, huh?
Yeah.
That was wild. Yeah.
Sus. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Yeah,
that's
shout
fine.
out Soph. But shout out Soph. No, but her grandfather had told us, right when we first started, he's like, you know, this is going to sound terrible, but you got to sign a prenup, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to sign a prenup. So we did an operations agreement that basically writes everything in. This is what's against the rules. This is what you're able to do. This is what you're not able to do. We have shit like, yo, if you punch somebody in the building and you're an owner, you're done. Oh, you don't get paid out, nothing. You're fucking stripped of all of your ownership.
This is good. That's good that you had that. Yeah, that's a really good conversation.
Yeah, so, and we have a whole bunch of shit that's in there that's like that. That when we read it, we're like, that would never happen. But I'll tell you, dude, the fucking
it will.
One of our partners that left in the first opening fucking half a year was because he fucking punched on somebody else, and it was like, I can't even believe that we had to enforce that shit.
Well, because you really care for it, and when you see it grow, people get really effing weird when it grows bigger, and then they're a part of it, and they're not them. They're this guy they were supposed to be. And
you be speaking that shit, dude. You talking
oh
that
yeah,
shit.
I mean, people always change, like especially around me, because I'm hiring engineers that were nobodies, and I say, hey, this was gonna happen, man. You can't all of a sudden make your business within my business. Like, what does that mean? Like, well, like you have a brand and clothes, and you want to start selling your clothes to my clients. Like, that's fucking weird. You should be pushing this brand, not. Oh, I'd never do that. Yeah, you are going to do that, bro, because I'm going to put you in with big-ass artists, and they're going to make you feel special and not me, and make me look like a culture vulture, and you got to be down for me, bro. You got to talk good about me when I'm not there, and trust me, you're from the Bay Area, so that's really hard to do, like, you know, like, and just the same as SAG, because they're not going to talk good about you, Josh, when you're not in the room. That's what the type of character you should be looking at. Are they going to defend me when I'm not there? Because I do, and I stand on a history of doing that. That's why when people talk shit about me, karma just fucks them in the ass, man, because I don't play into that little cosplay tug for tug bullshit. You gotta be above people. I don't know, man. Hey, we're almost at an hour here. I really enjoy talking to you, but you gotta explain your album before we get out of here for the viewers, man. And did we finish on that, on the consulting part real quick?
Yeah, no, I think we were done, bro. Shout out Tori, and she
shout out Tori, because that was important, having conversations that are hard to have, but having them before you get to it, right?
Yeah, that's our biggest thing, elephant in the room. Talk about the elephant in the room every single time you have to.
I fucking love that gem from Tori. Oh my god. But talk about your album real quick before we get out of here.
Absolutely. Divulgence, 3 songs. Laguna, Arizona, New Heights. Super tight, very divulging of information, hence the title. Talk about me growing up, talk about my mom getting sick, talk about me moving to Arizona for a few years, talk about me coming back, becoming a business owner, entrepreneur.
What'd your mom get sick from?
She had colon cancer. Yeah, she had colon cancer, but she's a motherfucking soldier, you know what I'm saying? Remission, she's straight. She's fucking in school to become an RN right now.
She's still around?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, you're so blessed.
Yeah, bro. Blessed like no fucking other, bro.
Josh, you're very blessed to have your mom still, man.
She's a soldier, bro. Shout out moms.
Anything you want to say? Before I had a great conversation with you, man. I respect what you're doing. Wonderful. I see a young me in you, bro, and I wish you patience and strength, man. And maybe you won't need it. I hope you have an easier road than I did, bro. And your clients are easier on you, and you don't have your life threatened for remedial shit. You know.
Shit, I already got that one on the list, dude. We talked earlier.
Anything you want to mention before we get out of here, man?
No, man. Stay tuned in. Josh Jorin on Instagram, JOSHJORIN, on all streaming platforms. Jorin, JORIN.
Check out his recording studio. Check out his media platform. If you're one of my guys out there, go check it out. You're in SAC, man, because I've seen the setup, and especially if you're an artist trying to shoot a video, he got some new shit, man, that the Bay Area don't got, man.
Thanks for letting me slide, bro. It's fucking tight. Appreciate you.
Oh my God, man, we building out here, man. Create Studios podcast with my guy Josh Jorin. I really appreciate him coming down, man. He's gonna go head back to SAC. I'm gonna head back to my apartment. Yo, I want you to check this out. Add the man Josh Jorin, Instagram, multimedia, my guy, artist. We're out. Have a good weekend.